everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Dreamers Game 1, where we are playing Yomi. This is turn 74. So, let's jump into things. Odie is being especially needy today, so he's distracting. Alright, right off the bat, we have, boom, plus 46 fire gems from Relay. Very nice. Got that down real quick. This is part of a trade that is basically designed to boost us forward towards end of culture. So we've been trading away some of our astral pearls towards Relay in an effort to build a better fire bank and try to be able to put up end of culture. That's what that's doing. And then we've got a couple of manifestations. So we've got 2 manifestations that we did against more last turn. Let's see how they go. Let's see what our fishing yields. So we've got a mage, a little augur over here, so a little cheapo mage, no big deal. Body ethereal is not gonna help you, buddy. Popped and runs and dies. Okay, so that's the first one. Second manifestation. Let's see if we get anything there. We are another body ethereal. Okay, so more augurs. Okay, and this is fine, right? Like I'm more than happy to spend 4 gems and kill off augurs over and over and over, right? Very very excited about that. Manifestation for this turn versus Urmor, 2 wins, 0 losses. So that goes. Aside from that, we did a bit of site searching. We have a Voice of Apsu that finds nothing. We did an Augury, finds nothing. Dark Knowledge finds nothing. Auspex finds nothing. Horospex finds nothing. And Arcane Probing finds nothing. So there's that. We tried to cast King of Elemental Earth last turn. Just not expecting that we would be successful, right? Because Ubar's had Earthblood Deep Well up for a while, right? But in the off chance that maybe we got something, and no one answered this. So as we had expected, so that's fine. I'm gonna try to keep an ear out in conversations with other players to see if any of those Kings of Elemental Earth go down, so we could potentially snag one then. Because I think when they die, they just go back into the pool, I believe. So there's that. And then a dire portent has occurred. This is the time of the war to end all wars, the time of the war to settle all disputes, the war from which one winner will emerge to lay claim to all. The reopening of the Forge of the Ancients poses a terrible threat to your plans. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look at this. Lanka has put up Forge of the Ancients, and that is a pretty big deal. So boom, Forge of the Ancients. Ow! I got something in my eye. So that's really interesting, because Forge of the Ancients was actually something that we were potentially interested in doing, right? Like, now that we have now that we have capitalized and been able to take Earthblood Deepwell, Forge of the Ancients was one of the potential ways that we could utilize Earthblood Deepwell. But Lanka has already put it up, and that's a situation. So we're gonna have to see how things progress from there. So here we go. We've got a couple of battles, not a crazy amount of battles, but a couple of battles. We had a battle versus Inam in Relothia. So we sent out 3 Dione. One of them is miniaturized, apparently. Shrunken, right? Junichi is a shrunken Dione. Did not realize that. And the only thing here is Aziru, the Melkart, the demon killer. And we brought a whole boatload of Ko-Oni because we didn't want to risk any Dai-Oni in a 1-to-1 fight against this guy. And he's doing stuff. Got Holy Pyre up. Gonna kill some wolves. And as the Ko-Oni close, it's whap, 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 whap. Dai-Oni drop in and actually start hitting. And that's that. Good job, Junichi. Hell yeah. So that is a dead Melkart. 2 Ko-Onis lost. And that is Hinam vanquished. So, boom. Hinam vanquished. That up, bro. I didn't take very good notes this turn, apparently, because I'm having to add a lot of stuff. Hinam vanquished. Okay. We've got some more battles. We took Trottern, faced nothing. We had a battle in Belfields. Let's see what happens there. So this is a little raid. Akisada, the Dai-Oni, basic kit. Got some earth gems, but nothing really going on there. So this is this little group of mad flagellants that attacked us. Madmen and flagellants that attacked us last turn that Ermor kind of raided out with. And we hit in a number of different locations in anticipation of trying to catch this and kill it. And it's gone super easy. So just to refresh ourselves on the Bless for Ermor, Magic Weapons, Reinvigoration, Undying 2, Undead Leadership. So a minor Astral Earth Death Bless. So probably just looking at like 4, 4, and 4, it looks like. Yeah. Or actually, I say... Yeah. Probably. I don't know what... Because don't you get 20 Undead Leadership a pop, and Undying +2 is... So this only accounts for like 3 undead. Or 3 undead. 3 dead. So I'm curious as to what's missing there. But... is what it is. This is not going to be a challenge versus Akisada. Earth melds right as they come in. Oifa doifa. Yay. Yeah, that's easy peasy. Oh, he's on cast spells. Makes sense. Sure. Probably not the best of plans there. He has Reinvigoration to be neutral for attacks, but not for spells, so probably need to change that off. But I think the reason that I have him on spells is because like the spells that my Dai-Oni can cast at this point can be very effective, like wipe spells. Well, not stack wipe spells, but like they can blow holes into formations. So, anyways, so we win in Belfields. We do have a little indie attack we might as well go ahead and watch. As soon as we take Relothia, we get attacked by bandits there. And I'm just like, you motherfuckers. But they're not going to be able to do much against a little stack of Ko-Oni, right? Ko-Oni are actually relatively vulnerable initially to arrow fire. But once they get popped, it's really hard for archers to do anything to them afterward, so. It's actually kind of amazing how long those bandits held. So, in Relothia, we lost another 4 Ko-Oni, so job done. Pretty simple and easy. So as far as actual battles go, versus Hinam, we had 1 win and 0 losses. And versus Ermor, we had 2 wins and 0 losses. I say battles, but I mean taking territory. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean at this point. Okay, what else do we have going on? We have some events. Event in the Great Mountains. People are very unruly and have destroyed valuable equipment. Great! The gold-strapped nation with luck scales loses gold. Fuck. Okay, so we lose 259 gold. In Relothia, peasants revolt against the expense. Okay, so these were the bandits that we fought, led by an instigator wielding a longbow. Let's check that. Was there a special unit there? Oh, there's legitimately just like a longbowman here, nestled in amongst all of the, and he's a little commander that has leadership 40. Okay, let's see, how long does he stay? Do we snipe him? He sticks around. He's leading his people. Good job, my man. Oh, he gets zapped. Oh, he runs! He runs immediately! He led his people to his fucking... Ooh. Bad leader. Bad leader. Alright, anyways, so that was the Relothia event. And then, rumors of your might have swept the province, and a group of loudmouth Bakemono show have arrived. So we get some Bakemono in Wase. So what this is going to equal out to is events... Gold minus 259? That's not pleasant. I don't like that. But we did get 56 Bakemono show with clubs. There will be some little raiders. And that is that. So we lost a scout, got discovered. Hinam is gone. Great. Fantastic. What is happening? We got a little triangle going on here. That's cool. Most of what's happening in our heartland as far as movement goes is legitimately just moving people around. This is where the Bakemono show showed up, so we're going to go pick them up. No big deal. Moving blood hunters into White Forest to continue that whole process. Moving people into Strongdale to just rearrange where Oni are, etc., etc. So let's talk about what's happening in Hinam first. We have taken Relothia. It's all but useless to us right now, and I'm not going to worry about patrolling it down at this current point in time. Our border is kind of secured against Lanka, Helheim, what's going on there, right? So we are trying to consolidate forces in Shambolic. Already have several Dione here, gonna continue to produce more. This is gonna be where we kind of hold. We've got this line of 3 forts, and Shambolic is gonna be our Oni pit as we move forward into the game, hopefully. Aside from that, we are going to continue what we have been doing with Ermor, and that is a bunch of random raiding. So we jumped back a little bit this time with Akasada and Ainu. And now we're going to pop immediately back in. Get someone on Jankeep, hit Belmar again. Or we're going to Belmar to see if he counter raids, right? Like, trying to see if we can catch a light amount of units, or maybe like a little thug or something like that, and see how that goes. We are moving Manhate and Feartongue into Dershid, and we are moving Kintoshi, who we did put that firebrand onto. This is an incredibly expensive set of gear for an Oni Shugo. Like, this is not budget thugging, and this is not something that needs to be done. I do not need to be kitting out this fucking Oni Shugo, or any Oni Shugo, as hard as this. But it's also fun, so we're gonna do it, see how it goes. So we're attacking Kolormurgur, and we're gonna see how that goes. And yeah, as far as the Silver Wall, we are going to actually storm the castle this turn with Hisashi. Hisashi has a Flesh Eater, very basic script. Iron Will right off the bat, right, to boost him up to 25 magic resistance, so that he hopefully doesn't get soul slayed, right? Iron Skin being the next potentially big thing, because he already has regeneration, he already has the bonuses that we would get from our Bless. So Iron Skin is going to push him over that threshold where most of the things in here shouldn't damage him unless Ermor has a super combatant chassis with like a Great Sword of Sharpness or those types of items. Not a super combatant chassis, a super combatant chassis killer, right? So any type of thug that has Great Swords of Sharpness or things like that. So with the Iron Will and the Iron Protect or Iron Skin, we're hoping to kind of like minimize free kills. And then bless ourselves. I don't think we're probably going to get through the entirety of the script, but if we do get through the entirety of the script, Hisashi should be pretty strong. Has the ability to berserk because of the Flesh Eater. Should not be an easy target at the very least. The biggest concerns here, right, from what I saw, and if we take a look at like what Ermor has access to, wrong thing. Ermor doesn't really have anything high damage that I'm super concerned about getting a bunch around me. And then they had a crap ton of Treekin, not Treekin. What are they called? Vine Ogres, right? So, Vine Ogres, Vine Men, right? So he's got a crap ton of those, which they're potentially a concern, but again, with high protection, I don't think that's going to be too big of a deal. So there's that. The real issue is what can the Ermorian mages do? What are they going to be scripted to do, right? So I'm expecting a crap ton of Soul Slay, and if he's got pin items, then 25 magic resistance might not be enough. If he gets in close and or he has like good, like he does like aim, thunder strikes or stuff like that, we're probably going down, especially with the Iron Skin. So Hisashi is honestly kind of a sacrificial lamb, which is a little glib of me to be throwing a Dione around as like a sacrificial lamb. But so the intention here though is Hisashi is a strong enough contender to, if Ermor hasn't planned for something like a Dione coming in, then Hisashi could just kill 300 fucking units in this fort and that be the end of it, right? Like, if Ermor doesn't have a plan to kill him, then Hisashi could absolutely take this whole place. But if Ermor does have a plan to kill him, then he's probably fucked. So we're trying to just kind of see what that option is. And other than that, we're just going to hold for now, because I don't want to lose all of this shit. But it's clear that Ermor doesn't want to, like, sally out against me. So we'll see how it goes. We've got a couple of other things that we are working towards. But let's cover all the base stuff that we're doing this turn. Recruitment, we've got a couple of different things going on this turn. We have a single Bakemono chief, because we need a couple of Bakemono leaders. We have a Dione, we have a sorceress, and we have one Oni Shugo. So that is our recruitment. And there's nothing super special about any of this particular recruitment. Continuing with the Dione as we can, continuing with sorceresses as we can, Oni Shugo plugging the gaps whenever we can. The Bakemono chief just being like the little thing to lead Bakemono around, kind of whatever. Rituals this turn, we have quite a few rituals. We have 2 auguries, we have 2 aspects, we have 1 voice of Apsu, we have 1 gnome lore, we have 1 arcane probing, 1 dark knowledge, and 1 haruspex. We also have 2 manifestations. The cannons continue to fire, right? Continuing to, I think we're continuing to target silver. No, we're shooting at Ermor now, right? Like, so part of my concern with targeting Silver Wall is I think manifestation can just target your own people. So if we take a look at it, yeah, will appear in the province of the mage's choice and search for a suitable commander.
I think this can just target your own people, so we don't want any potential crossfire, so we're going to start targeting Ermor, because that's where we're heading next, right? And the fact that we can just sit in our capital and target his capital and go, manifestation, 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 every fucking turn is kind of busted, right? That type of shit's very strong. So 2 more manifestations, 9 more corpse constructions. We are doing another Lichcraft here in the capital, and we are doing another Curse of Blood here in the capital. So those are all of the rituals. And again, nothing super unique going on there. We have our manifestation kind of artillery happening. The Lichcraft is intended to work towards that, is to have more liches for more manifestation. But it's difficult, right? Like, manifestation does cost 4 death gems, so as long as we're killing augurs and things like that, it's super useful. Again, if we check, so we killed 2 augurs, right? 3 augurs at 65 gold a pop, and we have taken out an augur elder at 210 pop. So pretty worthwhile to be doing that, but 8 death gems per turn and potentially 12 death gems per turn, that's pretty high. We do have the income. If we had, God, I wish we had not failed the Well of Misery casting. If we had Well of Misery right now and we were sitting at 45 death gems, we could get a little, like, a little set of like 10 fucking liches set up to do this every fucking turn, and it would be catastrophic, right? Obviously there are counters to it, but it would be pretty crazy. So anyways, that's what we're going with right now. Curse of Blood continuing to pump out. We've got this kind of like situation. Our newest vampire lord, Ebenezer, is heading out to White Forest. I do think, right, we can see now we're doing another Curse of Blood. We don't have enough blood slaves for a Curse of Blood next turn, so this is basically like where we're capped. We're gonna have to spend a couple turns blood hunting and see what we get out of it to then start bouncing back into Curse of Blood. But I'm hopeful that in the next, 5 to 10 turns, we can actually start getting a little blood economy going. 3 or 4 blood hunters in like White Forest. Maybe we pop over to like Moliton. We don't want to touch with Zenthra. But we've got a couple of places. Veil of Fortune would probably be fine, right? Like, we've got a couple of places that we could start blood hunting and have, in 10 turns, a decent little blood economy. Nothing crazy, but something that we can utilize for the future. We've got some forging, so forging is gonna be... My God, I cannot type right now. I've been away from my computer for too long. Forging, we have 2 lightless lanterns, 2 owl quills, 2 firebrands, 1 scutata vulturnus, 1 dragon helmet, 1 ring of regeneration, and 1 storm spool. So, there's really nothing surprising here on what we're trying to produce. Lightless lanterns and owl quills, we've talked about that. We're just trying to push our research as best we can towards that kind of like everything researched by turn 100 kind of goal, just so that we don't lag too terribly far behind. We're completing out gear sets, trying to move away from shadow brands and into fire brands more specifically. The storm spool is mostly so that we have access to shock resistance gear if we need to throw that on. I'm also thinking about potentially like getting some what are they called? Fuck. Wanna fuck with anyone's stuff. And then I go fuck with somebody's stuff. Copper plate, right? So copper plate's another really good option to toss on for high shock resistance. I'm not sure how much, so I'm pretty positive Ermor can bring a fair amount of shock to the table. Yeah, so he does get air randoms, which means that there is very much the potential for
like storm to go up or thunder strike spam to come out, that type of thing. Wrathful skies, etc., etc. So depending on what we see here, we might need to throw some lightning resist on a Dione in order for them to survive something like that. So we'll see how it goes. And that's really pretty much it for the forging side of things. The only other thing to really talk about from a notation standpoint is we are doing an empowerment. Kathleen, this sorceress, is being empowered in Earth. And this is fairly significant. One, it's a fairly significant investment. And two, what we could get from it is fairly significant. And what we could get from it is golems. So golem construction is Astral 3, Earth 2. By empowering Kathleen in Earth, we get access to the Earth Astral cross path, which is a very good cross path. Specifically, what I'm most interested in is golems, but it also gets us access to crystal shields, crystal matrices, etc. Right? All of which have very good uses, and that is a thing that we can use our astral pearls for, right? We've been kind of just trading our astral pearls, which is fine, but trading our astral pearls to someone like Relay could get dangerous as they get deeper into the ability to do things with those astral pearls. So empowering one of these sorceresses and getting ourselves access to something like golems for late game plays with teleport, Ring of Returning, Soul Slay golems, etc. Is something that we probably should have been doing already. But as it is, I think that's going to be a pretty important thing. I wanted to touch base on research. We haven't talked about research heavily in a while. The plan is to just do a full run all the way up to Alt 9 at this point. We have 2 8s, we have a Conjuration 8, and we have an Enchantment 8, but we do not have a 9. I think the best 9 that we could pick up at this point is going to be Alt 9. We get quite a few things on the way, right? We do get Fog Warriors that we can put up now thanks to our sorceresses, which is very nice. Doom can be super useful. Creeping Doom can be very useful for us. Obviously, there's a lot of useful stuff. It's just a matter of what is it useful for us? Phoenix Pyre is very nice a lot of the times, but it doesn't work super well with Dione. It is still something that once we have it, I will probably put on quite a few Dione in their scripting, just because it can be pretty useful. But it's not as useful as as it is for other mages, right? Because it doesn't interact with their spirit form well, right? I think you go, if what it was right, when your physical form got popped, you went Phoenix Pyre form, right? And you just stayed in that physical form until the Phoenix Pyre fucked up, and then you went into spirit form because you actually died at that point. Then it would be really strong, but I don't think it does. What it does is as soon as you get popped, the Phoenix Pyre does nothing, I think, initially. You just go to your spirit form, and then you're in your spirit form, and when the Phoenix Pyre pops, then you're dead, right? I don't know, there's been some weird, situations that I've had where Phoenix Pyre works well, but doesn't work. We're not going to rely on it. It'll probably be something we use here or there. Big things, though, are Fog Warriors, Doom, Creeping Doom. Things like Marble Warriors are useful, but we're not going to have to worry about that for very long because we're running straight to Alt 9. So we might weave in a couple Marble Warriors here or there, but probably not going to have to worry about it too much. Once we get to 8, the the resistance buffing spells like Warriors of Muspelheim or Warriors of Niflheim can be useful, but we already have most of those things, I think, in enchantment already. Ground Army being a very nice one that we will probably utilize a fair amount. And then there's Will of the Fates, which is super duper strong here. Getting luck on all of our people is very, very good. Disintegrate is also a very nice thing for us to have moving into the late game. If for no other reason, then you got to keep in mind every single Oni Shugo is a disintegrate caster, right? So if we have a shit ton of Oni Shugo, they can actually be turned into pretty nice combat mages with something like disintegrate. And then as we move into 9, obviously, Army of Lead, Army of Gold are the big ones. We can't make great use of the other things, so that's really what we're looking at. I think that is going to be necessary, not against Urmor necessarily, but after Urmor, my assumption is going to be that it's going to be an Ubar Lanka situation, and we're going to need something like Army of Gold or Army of Lead to fight against them in big battles. So that is the kind of concept that we have going on right now. And I think that is probably it for this turn. Turn 74. Things seem to be going okay against Urmor, but nothing big has happened yet. This is going to be the first big test, right? We're going to see what happens with Hisashi, and we will go from there, okay? So that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.